Okay, thank you all for taking the time to be here today. Please make sure, go ahead and pass around the sign-in sheet. Make sure you sign in and all that. Just to review while we're signing in some of our meeting norms and our things like that. Make sure, please keep your device use to a minimum. If you have questions or anything like that, please feel free to talk and let us know. Just trying to stay off our phones. Alright, while we are doing our sign-ins, somebody have any ideas why it's important to have a vision when it comes to campuses?
To know where we're heading, where we want to be.
Okay, alright. Where we're heading, where we're going to be. Okay, I like that. Anybody else have any other thoughts?
Similar to having like a learning objective on the board.
Yeah, so the same way we want the kids to be able to explain what it is we're doing and why. Okay, and we want to have the same thing for the adults. So if we have a vision, then we are able to ask or answer parents whenever they call, or answer admin or anybody else like that whenever they say, hey, what is it that we're doing and why are we doing it? And give them the reason. Okay. Alright, if y'all will flip into your book, thank you so much, or into your packet, there is a page that says exercise for identifying core beliefs. So I want us to take about 2 minutes, and I want you guys to go through and answer these questions. Just fill out the sentences, finish it off. I believe that, and then finish off the sentence. So what do you believe personally? Alright, so the reason I'm having you guys do this is because I want us to come up with a vision statement and a mission statement for our campus at the end of this. So this is just a exercise to kind of get us in line with what is it that we actually believe. What are our core beliefs that we hold for our campus? So want us to talk about it, and then we can go through and figure out what parts we want to really include in our mission statement or vision statement, and then move on from there. So if we have a volunteer to start us off, sharing what you wrote.
Just go to number 1, or
yeah, just go through number 1. Let's look at number 1 and see.
I believe schools should teach the essential knowledge and skills students need to succeed in life.
Okay, alright.
I started listing subjects.
Started listing subjects, okay, alright.
Mine is what's necessary to allow all students to reach their goals and be successful from where they're at.
Awesome. Okay, so what does it mean if we are reaching a goal? Like, what do we mean when we say our students want to reach that goal?
Depends on the student.
Depends on the
some
student.
It's graduation, some it's passing from grade to grade, and depends on their level.
Ultimately, just equipped to support themselves, to succeed as an adult in society, contribute positively to the world, whatever that looks like for them.
Alright. So if we are focusing on that, where do our classes fall in on that? How can we kind of spiral in some of the needed life skills, like being responsible and things like that, reaching our goals into our day-to-day classes?
Teaching them how to set a goal and then accomplish a goal is a transferable skill that they would need.
Fantastic. Anybody else have any other thoughts on that?
Making them responsible for marking those goals, like monitoring themselves.
Okay, so having them fill out their goal sheets and not us doing it, right? Okay, alright, yeah, I think that's a great way to help them kind of build some self-awareness and things like that. Alright, let's look at number 4 and number 5. Okay, so what did y'all put for number 4 and 5?
I said an effective classroom is one where learning is taking place, and a good staff member makes sure they have the students have the tools they need to be successful.
When you say tools, what do you mean by that?
I mean, it could be a ton of different things depending on what class you're teaching, but for reading, a lot of mine are struggling readers, so make sure that they can, access audiobooks change, we're considering other ideas.
I like the idea of considering change and open to other ideas because not every student is the same and not every class of students can be treated the same. I know we all have our squirrely classes where we might lose our minds if we treated them the same way we treat our first period versus our last period and such thing. Okay. Alright.
I said an effective classroom is one in which all students experience a productive struggle. So I think a good staff member, I said makes decisions based on what's best for each student. Really I think it comes down to the scaffolds and the extensions, to reach that. If it's productive, then that means they can achieve it. If there's a struggle, then that means it's still an extension. They're having to stretch a little bit. So I think balancing the kids on those ends of the spectrum is what really elevates the classroom. We can all teach to the middle pretty easily, but it's those other ends that get missed sometimes.
Alright, well again, this was just to kind of get us thinking, what is it that we as teachers and educators believe? What is it that we want our students to accomplish while they're at school? Okay. Alright, if y'all go to the next page, we are going to start filling in this table. I do want you guys to kind of make your own notes on this. I'm also going to take some notes on it as well, but please feel free to input anything that y'all say. I'm going to take a note on it as well. Okay. So our first one, it says school culture. The personality of the school, what is involved, or what is valued, what is celebrated, how people interact, communicate, and grow professionally. So our culture is different than our atmosphere and different than our climate. So our climate is the personalities on campus. What does it feel like? Is it a tense campus? Is it a happy campus? Is it a welcoming campus? What does our campus feel like? So our culture is based off of a whole group of people. So how is our culture currently? What do y'all feel like our culture on campus is?
I feel like it's improving.
Okay.
Just we've been really good at recognizing students doing a good job this year with the students of the week and the students of the month and then the teachers of the month. So I feel like it's definitely better than it has been in the past.
Anybody else? I definitely do see a change, me from being in the ELA team, from being on the social studies team when I first started to now. I think that it's improved as far as like the community feels. We work together better, we do more things together, we work as a team. I think it's more supportive. Anybody else have any thoughts to add on that one? Okay. Alright, so in the future, what do I want to see, hear, or feel that makes my school a high-performing school? Okay. So what is it that we need to do for our culture in 5 to 10 years to make this culture even better, to change, to elevate? What does it need to do y'all think?
I think we could definitely benefit from the kids having better social skills and communication skills, because that would reduce a lot of our conflict. And it would also benefit them in life, because there's not very many jobs out there that you don't have to at least be able to hold a polite conversation.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. There's definitely ways that we can maybe partner with our counselors and maybe do some activities on parent nights and get some parent involvement as well, to kind of help build those social skills. I think a lot of it too, parents are having a hard time communicating with their kids. Parents can't communicate, and the kids can't communicate.
And with us, I think that's the biggest area that I want to see move, is our community support and our parental involvement. It's hard at middle school in general, but our current community climate is very tense towards the school in general. And so I think focusing on that, and our people feel it, our teachers feel it, that tension. So I think that moving that piece would help a lot.
That's a great one.
And somehow try to build, not a love, but a like of school in the students.
Yeah. Make them want to come to school. I mean, if they don't want to be here, they're not going to perform for us. They're going to do the opposite of what we want. I like that. Alright, moving on to our next one, so curriculum. What is taught in the school, how curriculum is defined, organized, managed, supported, and assessed. I know for 6th and 7th grade ELA we have Amplify. As far as 8th grade ELA, where do y'all pull yours from?
We follow Teague's resource for our pacing and for our year at a glance, and then we create our unit tests from our old STAR tests that have been released, and then we backwards design from the unit tests.
Okay.
So we have a combination across the campus of HQIM in many places and teacher developed local curriculums.
Okay.
All kind of are based around Teague's resource. That's our official curriculum for the district. But there's a combination of those.
Alright, so the same question that we asked about the culture. What is it that we want to see for curriculum in 5 to 10 years for our school? Do we want to see more HQIM being used? Do we want to see more student-centered? What do we want to see?
I'd like to see more students reading and writing on grade level.
Okay.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be a great place to start.
In support of just more reading in general.
Okay.
Because it impacts so many different areas.
I think if we can continue to improve our teacher retention where we have the same people returning to the same position, then you get to pull away from managed curriculums more and more. And I think they're good materials, they work for you, they save you time, all of those things, but ultimately teachers in the same positions becoming experts of their content is the most valuable thing.
Absolutely. So Holly, I know you are math, so how does the reading affect y'all's curriculum? Does it change how you guys have to approach some of the things that y'all teach?
Yes. So because we're tested using STAR questions, most STAR questions are word problems. So if they can't decode the problem itself, they can't solve the math of it. So we're having to break stuff down a lot more than we normally would because of the lack of reading skills.
I'm sure that affects your pacing a lot too, because you're having to move a little bit slower so you can't reach as far into it. So
Yeah, so normally we'd start with like computation and in the same lesson be able to extend to like the word problems, where now we have to take an entire 90-minute class period just on breaking down word problems.
Okay. So I think definitely focusing on the reading and writing level would be something that would benefit all areas in the campus, not just the reading classes. Okay. Alright, so our instruction. So how students are being taught, the environment, process, resource, tools, assessment, setting, support. So same thing we kind of talked about earlier, whenever we mentioned tools, having the right tools and things like that. That's where this is going to come into play. So we've talked a little bit about that. So what do we want to see in 5 to 10 years on our campus?